14 goals and 2 assists. Those numbers might look impressive on paper, but they barely scratch the surface of what's really happening. This isn't the same Real Madrid we've known for years, and the reason is simple. Kylian Mbappé has completely changed the game.
Mbappe score as Mbappe streaks through and clips the ball over Calberta.
The man who once second-guessed his penalties now buries them like it's second nature. Half chances that should fizzle out, he turns them into highlight reels. There's this electric confidence about him, like he's playing on a different wavelength. And when the pressure hits, when Madrid's back is against the wall, one player keeps showing up to drag them forward. It's Mbappe, every single time. So the question is, just how good is this man this season?
Yeah, he's the main man now. He is. There's no question about that. He's the main man for the team. He's going to be, I think, without question, Real Madrid's best and most.
Kylian Mbappé is on absolute fire right now. The man is tearing through defences like it's nothing. He's sitting at the top of the Pichichi Trophy standings, the award for La Liga's top scorer, with 9 goals in just 8 games. That's a full 3-goal lead over Julian Alvarez of Atletico Madrid. The 26-year-old isn't just hot, he's volcanic. He already won this same award last season, along with the European Golden Shoe, and it looks like he's well on track to keep both in 2025/26. And get this, across Europe's top 5 leagues, only Harry Kane has scored more goals, but Kane's 18 include domestic cup games, while Mbappe's 14 goals have come from just 10 matches, 9 in La Liga and 5 in the Champions League. He's not just scoring, he's dominating. Right now, no one in the Champions League has more goals than Real Madrid's number 10. What makes this even more impressive is how far he's come since his debut season at Madrid. Back then, he was a numbers machine, 31 goals in the league, 42 in total, and records tumbling left and right. He even became the only Madrid player to score in 7 different competitions in one season. But beneath the surface, it wasn't all smooth sailing. He struggled to gel with the team, he didn't press, he didn't track back, and often drifted into Vinícius Jr.'s space. Sure, he scored for fun, but Madrid felt strangely disjointed.
But he is too selfish, as a lot of the top players are when they get to a certain level. He's got to work harder. I don't expect him to chase back and do all those sort of things. But when the ball's 5-10 yards in front of him, go and close down. If you're the first person to go...
Under Carlo Ancelotti, those growing pains were hard to miss. Despite Mbappe's goals, Madrid ended the season without a single trophy, second in La Liga, out of the Champions League, and ultimately, it cost Ancelotti his job. The team looked incomplete, even heading into the Club World Cup. When PSG ran riot in the semi-finals, it only reinforced that feeling. Mbappe's own story from that tournament was a rollercoaster. He was hospitalised during the group stage, yet still fought his way back to play all the knockout matches. He had his moment of magic, a stunning late volley against Borussia Dortmund, but disappeared in the semi-final against his former club, PSG. Ironically, the breakout star of that tournament wasn't him at all. It was 19-year-old academy striker Gonzalo Garcia.
Que sufoco agora do Real Madrid. Mais cruzamento e remate para o golo! É do menino!
While Mbappe struggled for rhythm, Garcia was the one lighting up Madrid's attack, scoring in all 3 group stage games and earning whispers that he might just challenge the superstar himself for a place in the lineup. But this season, the whole story around Kylian Mbappé has completely flipped, and the man behind that transformation is none other than Xabi Alonso. He hasn't just coached Mbappé, he's reshaped him. You'll find out how soon, but first be sure to hit that subscribe button to Kicks with Seb to get more content like this. Under Alonso's guidance, Mbappé has evolved from a pure numbers-driven goalscorer into a genuine leader, a player who now fuels Real Madrid's entire system rather than just finishing its chances. What makes Alonso's approach so brilliant is that he didn't try to reinvent Mbappé or tame his explosive style. Instead, he refined it. He channeled Mbappe's raw energy and sharpened his discipline, moulding a system where his strengths amplify the team's identity. Watching Madrid now, you can see it instantly. Mbappé isn't just playing, he's orchestrating, and the parallels are fascinating. Think about it, a French forward, guided by a master tactician, finding a new level of maturity and balance on his way to Champions League glory and a Ballon d'Or. Sounds familiar, right? That's exactly what Ousmane Dembélé pulled off under Luis Enrique at PSG, becoming the 2025 best men's player. So naturally, the question writes itself. Why can't Mbappé do the same under Alonso in 2026?
I know is that nowadays you need a team that presses like a unit, and we have 11 individuals that we need to make them work together to have a good defensive work.
His recent performance against Marseille might just be the first big clue. Mbappé was a force of nature, leading the press, hunting down defenders, disrupting Marseille's build-up and forcing turnovers high up the pitch. Spanish pundits were losing their minds, comparing his energy to that iconic Dembélé moment from last season's Champions League final, when he crouched low, eyes locked, ready to pounce like a sprinter before the whistle. Luis Enrique once transformed Dembélé into a selfless, all-action forward, but he never got the chance to finish that evolution with Mbappé before the striker left Paris. Now, Alonso seems to be picking up right where Enrique left off. The big question is, can he succeed where Enrique fell short? Can he turn Mbappé into a complete two-way player? If the Marseille game was any indication, the answer looks like a confident yes. Mbappé's pressing and defensive work have improved, not through wild statistical leaps, but through smarter timing and sharper decisions. His numbers in La Liga show a subtle rise in ball pressures and intensity, 12.47 pressures per 90 this season, up from 12.41 last year. His recovery pressures and sprints are slightly higher too, but the real difference is impact. His interventions now matter. For years, critics labelled Mbappé as one-dimensional, all speed, all attack. That narrative is crumbling fast. His work rate off the ball has improved massively, and his focus has sharpened in the small moments that define matches. One area that perfectly captures this evolution: penalties. Last season, Mbappé missed 3 of them, 2 in one brutal week that he later described as hitting rock bottom. This year, he's a machine. 5 out of 5, ice-cold conversions, including that audacious Panenka against Levante that screamed confidence. Mbappé has been an absolute mainstay for Real Madrid this season, starting every single game and looking every bit like the superstar Madrid paid for. On paper, he's listed as a striker, but anyone who's actually watched the matches knows Xabi Alonso has been using him in far more creative ways. Alonso's system is all about positional play, players taking on specific tasks depending on where they are on the pitch. Take the opening week against Osasuna, for example. Mbappé played like an old-school number 9, staying central, lurking between defenders, and waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. And when that moment came, he struck, bagging the only goal in a gritty 1-0 win. Job done. Simple as that. But Alonso's not the kind of coach who lets his stars get comfortable. Fast forward to the Espanyol game, and Mbappé found himself partnering with Gonzalo Garcia up top. At first, fans were scratching their heads, 2 strikers, but Alonso had a plan. Mbappé dropped deeper, linking up with the midfield, creating passing lanes and helping Madrid control the tempo. It was a new twist in his evolution, a more rounded, tactical version of the player everyone thought they already knew. He's not a complete striker just yet, but the progress is obvious. Every game, he's adding something new. Smarter movement, sharper link-up play, better decision-making. Still, at his core, Mbappe's greatest weapon remains the same, that killer instinct in front of goal. You can tweak his role all you want, but Madrid's #1 priority is clear. Get him into scoring positions, because when he's there, he doesn't miss.
Of course, Kylian Mbappe's performance today, when you see him play like that, his pace, his understanding where the space was, his finishing, I mean, he was absolutely world-class today. It was brilliant stuff.
Just look at the Real Sociedad match. Madrid went down to 10 men early, but Mbappé didn't panic. He punished a sloppy back pass with a lightning run in behind and slotted home with trademark calm.
Soler, another new arrival for Real Sociedad on the bench and available today. That is a sloppy back pass, which Mbappé is going to feed on here. Mbappé! Well, you just can't give him that sort of opportunity.
And he didn't stop there. He added an assist too, showing he's not just a finisher anymore, but also a creator.
Goulet to finish. The two combining to...
That performance summed him up perfectly. Madrid's game changer, the man who can decide matches all by himself. And the numbers, they're absolutely absurd. Mbappé has scored in every single game this season, including a stunning hat-trick against Kairat Almaty in Kazakhstan during the Champions League. When he first arrived at Madrid, it took him 27 matches to reach 14 goals. This season, he hit that mark in just 10. That's a ridiculous 1.4 goals per game, Ronaldo-level stuff. It doesn't stop there. Counting his goals for France, Mbappé has already racked up 18 this season. By the 3rd week of October, he's scored in every one of France's World Cup qualifiers and is clearly playing at the peak of his powers. Naturally, the awards are following. He's already been crowned La Liga's Player of the Month for September and was nominated in August too. Every week, Mbappé isn't just performing, he's dominating. And for Xabi Alonso, having a version of Mbappé who's both ruthless and reliable might just be the key to making Real Madrid unstoppable again. But it's not just the stats that tell the story of Mbappe's rise this season. You can feel the difference. His body language says it all. He looks sharper, more engaged, and more connected with his teammates, especially Jude Bellingham, Arda Güler, and of course Vinícius Jr last year under Carlo Ancelotti. That connection just wasn't there.
At one point, Vini was running away with being the guy at Real Madrid, and this has happened. Mbappe was down here, Vini was here, and now Mbappe, he's the reference.
Let's be honest, Ancelotti all but gave up trying to make Mbappe and Vinícius click. He threw them into a 4-4-2, told them to figure it out, and hoped their individual brilliance would carry the team, but most of the time, it didn't. Two of the world's best players were stepping on each other's toes, and the whole attack looked awkward. This year, a completely different story. Vinícius may have dipped in form and even lost his automatic starting spot under Xabi Alonso, but the relationship between him and Mbappe has never been better. They found a rhythm, a real partnership built on respect and understanding. Mbappe himself has said their chemistry is much better this year, calling Vinícius both a great player and a good person. And it shows. They've already scored in the same La Liga match 3 times this season, nearly matching their total from all of last year's 26 games together. The Villarreal game was the perfect example. Vinícius bagged a brace, Mbappe played the perfect supporting role, and even let his teammate take a penalty. That's not ego, that's leadership. For the first time, Madrid's attack doesn't feel like Mbappe and everyone else. It feels balanced, fluid, and connected, and that's because of one key ingredient: confidence. When Mbappe's confidence is soaring, everything else falls into place. You can see it in his pressing, his finishing, even in the calm way he leads the line. Last season, he went through stretches where he looked frustrated, missing easy chances, hesitating on penalties, and sometimes drifting through games like he was on a different wavelength. But this year, all that doubt has vanished. Every time he steps on the pitch, he radiates belief. He knows he's going to score, and most of the time, he does. That kind of confidence is contagious. It lifts the entire team. You see it in the small things too. The way he waits for the right moment to shoot instead of forcing it. The way he links up with teammates instead of taking wild solo runs. He's not just chasing goals anymore, he's shaping Madrid's whole attack. That shift has transformed him. His assists, key passes, and chance creation numbers are all up, and he looks like a player who finally understands how to blend his individual brilliance with the needs of the team. This is the version of Mbappe fans have been waiting for, the complete, confident, dominant forward Madrid dreamed of when they signed him. And now, with his confidence peaking and his game evolving, only 2 milestones remain on his football journey: the Champions League and the Ballon d'Or. The Champions League is the one trophy missing from his collection, the Holy Grail. He's already a World Cup winner, a record breaker, a league champion, and likely La Liga's top scorer again this year. But until he lifts that big-eared trophy, there will always be that one what-if hanging over his legacy. And then comes the Ballon d'Or, the golden crown that everyone once assumed would be his. For years, people called him the heir to Messi, the next footballing monarch who'd dominate the post-Messi era. Yet despite all his brilliance, he's still waiting for that first one. This year, Ousmane Dembélé beat him to it. Deservedly so, after a treble-winning season with PSG. But with Alonso by his side and Madrid firing on all cylinders, Mbappé finally looks ready to make his own case. He scored a staggering 45 goals in 60 appearances last season, and now he's somehow found another gear. If he keeps this up, he's on pace to break the 50-goal barrier and cement a season that could redefine his entire career. Because right now, Kylian Mbappé isn't just playing great football, he's rewriting his own story.